Down.
Now you can read.
As they walk down. At the bumpy
As we
cardboard.
walk down the bumpy cobblestone. سمعتني؟
Yes.
Cobblestone street. Merchants and tradesmen were selling their wares, fruits, vegetables, fish, handmade dishes, and pottery.
Yes.
Beautiful jewelry and wool clothing. The aroma of garlic and herbs filled the air. Entertainers sang, danced, and told stories. The streets were noisy with the bustle of the crowd. They passed by Anjula after Ansula. Apartment buildings made of mud bricks and timbers. Finally, they reached their destination.
Thank you, Majd.
Thank you.
As they walked down the bumpy cobblestone street. What is bumpy? اسمها ما حكينا فيه. ايش يعني مرصوف؟ هلا bumpy it's like الاشي اللي مش smooth. Bumpy بتكون. مثلا the table is smooth. مش خشن per se. Bumpy. مش smooth. أيوة بيكون مثلا أشياء طالعة. This is bumpy. مش flat. Yes, not smooth. So I want to show you guys what a cobblestone street looks like. أيوة. So these are cobblestone streets. مثل الموجود بشارع الرينبو. These are cobblestone streets. Merchants and tradesmen were selling their wares. Wares مثل البضاعة. Fruits, vegetables, fish, handmade dishes and pottery, beautiful jewelry, and wool clothing. The aroma of garlic and herbs filled the air. So first, we talked about the merchants and tradesmen, اللي هم زي تجار. They were selling their wares. كانوا يبيعوا بضاعتهم. And then we were given examples. أعطونا أمثلة. Fruits, vegetables, fish, handmade dishes and pottery. اللي هم مثل الفخار. A garlic. ماله؟ التوم. مثل الريحة اللي كان موجودة. أيوة. Beautiful jewelry and wool clothing. Wool clothing اللي هو أواعي من الصوف. The aroma, when we say aroma قصدنا الريحة. The aroma of garlic and herbs filled the air. Entertainers sang, danced, and told stories. Entertainers اللي هم الناس اللي بيجوا برقصوا بيغنوا إنه بدهم الناس شو؟ زي فنانين. أيوة بالضبط هيك. Thank you. The streets were noisy. Noisy من كلمة noise. يعني مزعج بالأصوات. مش شرط مزعج الصوت. Noisy إنه فيه صوت كتير. ضجة. أيوة. With the bustle of the crowd. هلا bustle لما مكان يكون فيه bustle يعني فيه ازدحام عجقة. This is bustle of the crowd تحديدا. The crowd اللي هو مش مجتمع. I'm sorry. Crowd مجموعة ناس. Yes. So if there's bustle due to the crowd يعني هم عم بيعملوا لنا هالضجة وهالعجقة وهالازدحام. مثلا if you go down to downtown البلد هون بالأردن, is there bustle? Yes, lots of it كمان. Yeah, there are tourists, there are locals. تلاقي واحد بيصرخ عليكي صبية تفضلي يعني في عجقة. They passed by insula after insula, apartment buildings made of mud bricks and timbers. هون أعطينا ال definition لإنسولا. Finally they reached their destination. Destination هو المكان اللي بدهم يوصلوا له. أيوة. Destination.
يعني بمعنى station.
لا مش مثل محطة. Destination وين ما أنت نفسك توصل. This is the destination. Yeah, وجهة. خليل. من عند كارا. Pointed. Khalil, can you please read? طب أقول لك لهون. لعند water.
He was full of people who came over
Small.
small bears and
Cleaning.
Their
Enlarge. Bucket. Thank you. Khaled.
He was who makes poetry.
Pottery.
She does not have much but you will work for him and she will give you a
Place.
To live and help.
Live.
And help. You go to school with an education. You will
Education. أنا متعودة ينلخص أنا I know it education. Gladiator. Thank you, Khaled. And thank you, Khalil. Kara pointed at a 5-story insula. By the way, when I say 5-story, أنا مش قصدي 5 قصص، أنا إيش قصدي؟
هاي الأقواس.
5
طوابق. Yes. The courtyard اللي هو مثل الحديقة, not exactly. ساحة, yes. Was full of people cooking over small fires and cleaning their laundry in large wooden buckets of water. What is laundry, by the way? هلا laundry machine أو washing machine هو اللي بيغسل, بس laundry هو الغسيل نفسه. In large wooden buckets of water. There is an old woman here who makes pottery. Pottery إيش اللي قبل شوي ذكرناه؟ فخار, yes. She does not have much, but you will work for her, and she will give you a place to live and help you go to school. With an education, you will never have to fight as a gladiator. بس تتعلم بحياتك ما راح تضطر ايش؟ صارع.
ايش قرأت
Education. Education. ممكن dialect. Go ahead. تعالي هون قدام اسمعي. Here. Marco. Work. Lady. Type. Containers. Column. And do. And he went up able to complete his schooling and then Very good. For the next 5 years, Marco spent his mornings in a small school, learning to read, write, and give speeches with the other boys. In his afternoons, he worked for the lady, making all types of clay bowls and containers. Because of Cora and a kind elderly woman who took him in, he was able to complete his schooling and rise above his past. ايش المقصد؟ من ورا هذا الباراجراف كاملة. استنى حبيبي يمكن انت الجواب.
وصلنا اللي بده اياه بفضل المرأة التسليمية قارة تعرف بعد 5 سنين من المثابرة يعني موجودات.
What happened? What happened بخصوص نص الماضي؟ لسه عايش مثل ما كان عايش بالماضي؟ No. He was able to rise above his past. What does it mean to rise above something? مثل ما قلنا overcome قبل شوي, it's about the same. Did he do this alone? مع مساعدة مين طيب؟ Cara and the elderly woman أو رأيك عجو؟ container اللي بيكون مثلا الكونتينر اللي بينحط جواته اشياء مش شرط كبير, ممكن الكونتينر يكون هالقد اي شيء بينحط جواته. لا مش شرط كونتينر, انت قصدك اللي بيجيبوه من برا, عرفت اللي قصدك عليهم. لا مش شرط كونتينر, ممكن لو عندي بوكس صغير فهو كونتينر. ايوه اي شيء بينحط جواته شيء فهو كونتينر. قاعد Marco
become one of the most well known
known
orators and
orators
in Rome. He and other
educated
men. These
men, yes,
both the country
eloquently
and country
eloquently eloquently
again
battle
when the involved on the
Honorius
obvious become the
decreed
the end to
perfect
fight Marco when the
Colosseum Colosseum, yes.
And written and on the
Wall
of his father and
sacrifices
that his father had made for him. Because it had made
Flooded
mind.
his mind. Good.
He knew his father was born,
Proud.
proud of him, and he was proud to be a gladiator son.
Perfect. Thank you. Years later, Marco became one of the most well-known orators in Rome. If someone is well-known, what does this mean? زي مشهور أو معروف. Yes.
Famous.
It's like famous. Yes. Well-known. الكل بيعرف فيه. Very well-known. He and other educated men spoke eloquently against the violence of arena battles. زيد. هلا when someone is eloquent يعني إيش بالحكي؟ خلينا نقول شاطر بالحكي، مثقف بالحكي، بالبلاغة، بفسيح البلاغة.
هلا هو شاطر بالحكي مقنع ولا
مش المبدأ مقنع، إنه مثلا when he speaks he is educated, well spoken, he uses nice words، حكيه حلو، منظم، يعني حدا بيقدر يوقف مثلا يعطي خطاب eloquent. Against the violence of arena battles. يعني إيش كان يطلع يحكي عن شو بالضبط هو؟ ضد العنف اللي بيصيروا بالاrenas. Yes, المعارك اللي كانوا يعملوهم. When the Emperor Honorius decreed the end to gladiator fights, Marco went to the Colosseum. Decreed the end, الامبراطور هذاك الايام اجى وحكى خلص هذا الشيء صار ممنوع. No more gladiator fights. Perfect. So هو ايش عمل ماركو؟ He went to the Colosseum. المكان وين كانوا يصيروا الفايتس هدول. As he rested his hand on the cold stone wall, memories of his father and the sacrifices that his father had made for him flooded his mind. What are sacrifices? تضحيات. And when we say that these memories flooded his mind, يعني مثل الفيضان رجعوا له الذكريات خلينا نقول. He knew his father was proud of him, and he was proud to be a gladiator's son. يعني أبوه كان زعلان منه زيد؟ هو كان عارف إنه أكيد أبوه بيكون فخور فيه، وهو ليش كان فخور طيب هو شخصياً؟ أيوة إنه ابن gladiator. He was proud of this. هلا we do have homework. الكويز المرة الجاي. This is homework. أوائلكم. أنا بقولكم 2 and 3 بتاخدوا homework هذا بنعمله مع بعض هلا. زيد. They want to send you to gladiator school to begin training next week, but this is not the life I want for you. What does gladiator mean? A, someone who is happy all the time. B, an older person. C, someone who fought other people or beasts to make a living. Or D, a person who cleans the Colosseum. زيد بتأيد؟ متأكد؟ متأكد زيد؟ طب ايش هو الجلاديتور زيد؟ Very good, thank you. So C. They passed by insula after insula, apartment buildings made from mud bricks and timbers. Abdullah Abu Rishe, what does insula mean? Abdullah Abu Rishe. ديما. D, ancient apartment buildings. You write on it with this stylus, and then you can soften the wax to erase what you've written. What does stylus mean?
Something you could use to write with.
A, something you could use to write with. Thank you. Marco quickly removed his tattered wrap and slid the tunic over his head, and then put on the toga. What does toga mean?
Yes. That big clothing that was once worn in ancient Rome.
كيف يعني؟ لا toga, the word toga. إيش التوغا؟ اللي كانوا يلبسوه. B, yes, اللي كانوا يلبسوه the clothing. هلا a type of chariot زمان كان عندهم chariots عرفتوا الحصان بيجرها؟ هذا الchariot اللي سندريلا ركبت فيه مثل هيك. أيوة العرباي. Years later, Marco became one of the most well-known orators in Rome. What does orator mean? A, someone who rates things. B, a type of gladiator. C, a person who gives speeches. D, someone who likes to eat. C, a person who gives speeches. هلا لhomework. عندكم compare و contrast. Mark wants to tell his classmates how schools in ancient Rome were different from schools now. Use the Venn diagram below. Rewrite each statement in the correct place on the Venn diagram. If a statement describes ancient Rome schools, place the statement under ancient Rome. If it describes schools today, place the statement under schools now. If it describes both schools in ancient Rome and schools today, place the statement in the middle. How's the weather today, guys? Keep it Joe. حلو؟ بتحبوا ناخده هلا بدل homework هذا؟
تيتشر يا ريت عشان أنا عندي امتحانات بالمدرسة كتير.
هلا خليني طيب افهمكم مبدأ الهومورك على السريع. برضو؟ This is a Venn diagram. هذا هو الفين diagram اللي بيجي دائرتين وعندنا بالنص there's an overlap بيدمجوا في بعض. هذا مش شمال برضو بالنسبة لكم. الشمال عندنا ancient Rome، يمين schools now، بالنص الشيء المشترك. مثلا هاي راح احل لكم اول واحد.
الأولى ancient لأنه wax stable هاي كانت
Students use wax tablets. هذا هلا ولا زمان ولا مشترك؟ زمان. No one uses wax tablets now. Another one just for the sake of it.
Students use paper, pencil and computer.
No. نكملهم خلاص. Okay. Students learn new things from teachers. هذا الآن لا؟ زمان ما كانوا يتعلموا. Both. هذا الشيء مشترك. Generally, only boys go to school. Ancient. Very good. زمان هذا الحكي. Boys and girls go to school. New. Now. Students learn to read and write. Both. انت ليش تأشر انه بس هلا الناس بيتعلموا القراءة والكتابة؟ لا ضل واجد بس ضل لكم writing. اقول لكم معكم هذا اللي بدي اقول لكم Monday بس اوكي لسه. Pretend you had to give a speech to convince people. Convince يعني تقنع. that the gladiator fights should not be allowed, what would you say? Write a paragraph. بدكم تفترضوا إنه أنتم بهداك الزمن بهداك الحضارة بدكم تعطوا سبيتش خطاب تقنعوا الناس إنه يوقفوا الجلاديتور فايتس، يصير هذا الشيء ممنوع. إيش ممكن تحكوا لحتى تقنعوا الناس؟ هذا المطلوب منكم. سبت ماكسيموم تكونوا مسلمينها. آخر نقطة.
بس نقنعهم بشو؟
Wait,
تقنعيهم إنه الجلاديتور فايتس يوقفوا. مثل القصة اللي هلا أخذناها كان يحكي عن الجلاديتور فايتس من ضمن الحديث اللي هو المقاتلات اللي يصيروا زمان كانوا. فإحنا بدنا نمنع هذا الشيء. كيف بدك تقنعي الناس يمنعوا هالشيء بس بدك تحكي زي كأنه أنت بهداك العصر. لا 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 جهد شخصي هذا. لا لا أنا راح أميز جوجل.